Good morning, everybody. So, one of my favorite quotes in the whole wide world is I am fearless, therefore I am powerful. And it's actually from a Mary Shelley book, Frankenstein. You guys might have heard of that. Anyway, the reason that I'm saying that at the beginning of my broadcast today is because I think today should be Fearless Friday. I know one of the things that we struggle with so much as we go through narcissistic abuse recovery and just life in general is fear. What do they say about fear? It's false evidence appearing real, right? So I think that if we can all learn to get past our fear, we're going to all be a lot better for it. I know that there have been so many things in my life where I have personally been scared to death. and, you know, a lot of the time I didn't even need to be, right? So as I'm pulling up my chat, let me just remind you that my name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. All right. Now I'm going to just make sure I'm soundproof that you can hear me sound-wise. Yes, I hope you can. And as my chat, I'm seeing everybody in the chat. This is lovely. Okay, I hope you guys got your message today from the text service. Let me know if you didn't, because it was kind of weird when I tried to send it. All right. Let me scroll up here. Okay, look, we've got Melissa Duncan in the house. Good morning, Melissa. And you are the first one to comment today, I believe. And Ms. Barbara is back. Welcome back, Barbara. I'm happy to see you, honey. And let's see here. Kathy Cephas in the house. Good morning, love. Sue Gable says, hello, all. Sue Bruce, hello, my love. She's one of my amazing admins over at Span. Love her dearly. Jennifer Barnes says, good morning, everybody. Barbara says, I'm so sorry, Barbara. Barbara says, I'm not doing too well today. I really think he is done. No contact 6 months now. I'm going crazy. Barbara, I know that that's feeling difficult for you right now, but could I remind you that 6 months is, in many cases, a positive milestone? Maybe it's time for you to start loving yourself, Barbara. Could you consider that for me? You're such a lovely person, and I know you've tried so hard, but I don't want you to keep beating yourself up like this. Maybe it's time for you to start moving forward with your life and away from that narcissist. Just a thought. Good morning, Elise. Good morning, my love. Jillian, the lovely co-author / amazing attorney from where she came. I don't want to just give out all of her information. Jihan is back in the house. Good morning. She says, what is your most magical healing tip? Well, I'll tell you what. My most magical healing tip is that it's all in your head. And what I mean by that is you really do get to decide how to feel. You really do get to decide how to react, how to respond, and you get to decide what you focus on. Your perception, my friend, it changes your entire life, okay? So if you are in a position to feel miserable today, then change your mind. That's it. Also, I started working out again and I feel freaking great. And that helps as well. So move your body. That is also an important thing. Your body has this amazing way of healing itself when you take care of it. So move it, get it going, think positive things, listen to happy music. But mostly, Jihan, it's all in your head. It's perception. Choose how to feel. Choose to be happy. Just to start. Good morning, Malta, my friend, and our lovely chat moderator. I appreciate you, my friend. And Phyllis G in the house. Good morning, Phyllis. Good morning, Arlene. Arlene Robertson. Hair changes colors back. She says, good morning, Angie. I like your title of Fearless Friday. Hell yeah, Fearless Friday. We should all be fearless. Look what we've faced and been through. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Sue Gable says, good morning, Angie. Where's Malta? Good morning. Well, there's Malta. Jihan says, how to set yourself free. To be like a bird set free. Well, my friend, again, every situation is different, but if you are, I can't remember, Jihan, I feel like you might be a little younger than most of us, if I remember correctly, but if you're still in a position that you're in your parents' home, then the best thing you can do is get a job, start saving up money, and work your way out of there. But if you're talking about a romantic relationship, well, it's kind of the same deal, but you want to start taking steps toward changing your life one thing at a time. Change your perspective first. and then start to work toward your goals. Now, I have a page over at queenbeing.com that offers emergency resources for people in physically abusive situations or otherwise. So something to look at. Muffy says, great to see you. Welcome back, Muffy. Muffy Levendowski. I don't know why I can't say names, y'all. Anyway, Muffy says, it's great to see everyone. So thankful for you, Angie, and everyone here. Some days are tougher than others. Oh my gosh, for sure. So true. And I am glad that you are with us today, Muffy. My friend Malta says, we are live. Please refresh if you could not see or hear. Thanks. Thank you, Malta. I appreciate you very much. Hair changes color, got the text. Great. Okay, good. Kathy says, good morning to Malta. Malta says to Sue, good morning. Guardian Wolf says, I'm scared about lots. Okay, Guardian Wolf, tell us what's going on. I know you're in a difficult situation. And look, we've all been so scared in our lifetimes, I think. And to be honest with you, I think we have to overcome fear every single day. But, you know, my 13-year-old says, you know what I do when I'm scared of something? I suck it up and I do it anyway, and I never regret it. You know, so if you're working towards something that you truly want and you're afraid, just push through it and do it anyway. All right. Jihan says, who has the book Psychopath Free PDF? Send it to me, please. Okay, listen. I'm just going to say this one time only. I am an author, and I do not ever advise sharing your books without permission. I have actually got the book Psychopath Free right here, ironically enough, but I do not like to see people giving away other people's books when they're supposed to be paid for. So let me just say that. All right. Jillian says, as painful as it is, going no contact is going to save your life. I believe this is to Ms. Barbara. She says, in the end, oh, my nose is so itchy. She says, in the end, it's not about whether he tries to contact you. It's about what kind of life you want to create. Thinking forward helped most. Hear that, Barbara? Miss Sue Bruce. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Sue. She says, I'm about to register for school next. I'm scared as hell, but I'm trying to show body language self-confidence. Yes, that is also a very helpful thing. And Sue, I'm so proud of you. I'm very excited for you. I can't wait to see what comes next for you, my love. John J says, good morning, Angie. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, John J. And thanks for being here today. I'm always happy to see you. I lost my place. Okay. There I am. All right. Timothy Yiser in the house. Hey, Timothy. Good morning. Timothy says, love it. Normally I'm in the gym, but I really need to hear you today. Kind of feel blah today. Hoping everyone is having a great morning. Timothy, I'm happy to see you, and I'm glad that you're with us. And I'm also glad that you go to the gym. I just found out there's a Curves near me, so I'm seriously considering joining it, but I feel silly because right down the street in my subdivision, we pay for this clubhouse. You know, we have to pay for it as part of our living here. It was part of the deal when we bought our house, and there is a free workout room there. So I don't know why I don't just go do that. But I've just been doing Shaun T. What is it called? Size, CIZ. Anyway. But Timothy, I'm glad you're with us. So let's all get some fearlessness, huh? What are your favorites? I don't know if you guys heard my quote at the beginning where I said, this is my favorite. And it is my favorite quote about fearlessness. It's from Mary Shelley. And it's, I am fearless, therefore I am powerful. I mean, that is just, to me, oh my gosh, that's the crux of it all. Be fearless because it makes you powerful. You know what I'm saying? It does. And if you think of that and you think, you know, and one of the favorite ways I've seen it is I've seen it with like a wolf's eyes, you know, on a meme or something. And it just really, really resonated with me. I'm not even like a wolf type person, but I just love that one. All right. Kaylin Wilson says, OMG, my narc, and I spent the weekend in jail. Kaylin, what happened? Oh my gosh. Sue says, I'm sorry, Malta says, good morning to Muffy, Jillian, and Sue. Freedom Lee says, good morning, Angie and survivors. I can hear and see you, lovely soul. Welcome, Freedom Lee. I'm always happy to see you here. Thank you so much for being here. Sue Bruce says, when does the book club start and span? Well, you know, that's a good question. I set up a separate little group for that, Sue, and I was kind of hoping to see how many people would join it. Now, if anyone is interested in a book club where I offered two different options for that, and this is one of them is this one by Danielle Laporte, which is called White Hot Truth, and I think this one looks, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but I think that looks pretty neat. And then the other one is Psychopath Free. So those are the two books that I'm working on right now, and I'm thinking maybe we start with Psychopath Free because obviously this one is directly connected to our topic area. So if anybody has thoughts, please tell me in these comments here and I'll work forward with that. All right, let's see here. Dia Stein is here. Hey, Dia. She says, good morning, everybody. And Malta says, hello, Kathy. Breon is in the house. Breon, yesterday you friended me on Facebook, and I was very excited about that. And I got to tell you something. I looked closer at your face, and you were beautiful. I love your face. That's all I have to say. I think you are so good looking, and I'm so excited. And I'm not trying to hit on you, as I think you're very well aware. But I love your face. You're very handsome. All right. No Nua says, good morning. I look forward to these every day now. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so much for being here. No, I'm hoping I'm saying your name right. No Nua. Welcome. Jihan says, can someone become NPD out of plain vanity without trauma or a wound? Okay. Sometimes you have people who are overprivileged and they become NPD. And what I mean is, but when I say overprivileged, I mean overprivileged as in spoiled rotten brats, over allowed, sort of. For example, you can weed them out pretty quick if you get to meet their parents, right? So if you meet their parents and you see that they speak to their parents in disrespectful ways and their parents tolerate it, sometimes those kids are NPD. For example, my ex-husband, his mother was never supposed to have children, and she did anyway, against her doctor's wishes. She was physically very unhealthy and ended up passing away like about a year before I met him. But during his lifetime, she spoiled him rotten, and you could tell. Certainly he had his own issues, and I'm not minimizing his own issues, but is it out of vanity? I don't think so. Is it out of being a spoiled rotten brat? Sometimes. But what happens is, and the thing I want to point out is, sometimes spoiled rotten brats they're spoiled, they've got all the things in the world, but they don't really have any emotional connection, or they have emotional connection that's unhealthy, or they're given a guilt trip on the regular for some silly reason. So I think that's important to note. And I think that everybody in the world has had something messed up in their childhood, whether it was intentional or otherwise. But I think when it comes to narcissists, their wounds might be very deep and hard to see. Does that make any sense? All right. Grace says, new subscriber, I got discarded at Christmas and now I have blocked contact. Okay, Grace, welcome, and I'm happy to see you here, Grace K. I'm so sorry that you were discarded at Christmas. What a horrible time. But I'm happy to hear that you've blocked, and I'm also happy to hear that you're here, because I think that means you're on your way to healing. And when you're finished healing, my friend, you're going to be the strongest person you know in real life. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. All right, let's see here. Hair Changes Color says, ooh, a book club. I'm in, Sue. Okay, Sue, you're in that book club, right? Did I make you an admin yet? If I didn't, let me know and I'll do that and we can hook that all up, because I would love to have you help me add people if you're up for it. I know you're really busy, so no pressure. Muffy says, yes, where is Malta? Malta's here, Muffy. Colleen says, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Good morning, Colleen Anthony. Happy to see you here today, honey. Kaylin Wilson. Oh, Kaylin had been in jail over the weekend, she said, with her narcissist. He blames me after he is the one who had a crack bender broke. Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry. Stop the chaos in the house. Hey, welcome, welcome. Says Angie, I'm making my miracle list of what life would look like you suggested earlier in the week. It is really helping me get out of the present and looking forward. Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. Listen, so I don't know if you guys all heard this last time, but one of the things we talked about earlier this week is to start focusing on what we want and not what we don't want. And one of the exercises that I suggested was to create, to close your eyes and just imagine that tomorrow morning you wake up and a miracle has happened and your life is perfect. And it's exactly how you want it. What does that look like? Because a lot of times we don't even really know what that looks like. We're like, all we know is we hate where we're at right now. But in reality, if we don't know where we want to be, we're never going to get there, So this exercise allows you to think, well, who would I wake up next to? What would my home look like? Where would I live? What would my job be? What if I didn't have any worries about money? What would I do with my time? Things like that. It really helps you to kind of flesh out what you really want in your life. And until you really know what you want, you may never get it because you haven't identified it. You have to tell the universe what you need and what you want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for telling me that. Stop the chaos. I appreciate you. Kathy Cephas has love for everybody. Guardian Wolf says, good morning, Ms. Angie. Good morning, Guardian Wolf. LaDonna Stoll is in the house. Hey, LaDonna, welcome. I haven't seen you before, I don't think. Good morning. Good morning. LaDonna Stoll, welcome to the tribe. Malta says, happy Friday, coffee level full. Nice. You know what? I just drank the rest of my coffee again. I have a problem. All right. Melissa Duncan says, after 6 years of being with a narc, how long do you think it would take to fully get over it? You know, Melissa, that's subjective. It depends on how determined you are to get over it. I mean, the fact is that it could take as quick as a month or two. It could take as long as another 6 years. It's really up to you. Some people never get over it, but that's why I do what I do, because I believe you can get over it and move forward and one day wake up and go, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that person yesterday all day, you know? And that's a beautiful thing. I think that I would give yourself, you know, up to a week or a month to cry and throw things and break things. And then I would give yourself a specific date to decide, you know what, I might not be healed by that date. And I know that sounds like a short amount of time, but bear with me here. I might not be healed by that date, but on that date, I'm going to stop crying. I'm going to stop focusing on this. And if I do have to cry, I'm going to fit it into a specific time. And that sounds weird, but when you intend that entire week or two, and you let yourself have your emotions that you probably haven't been allowed to have up to this point during that time, and then you intentionally choose to, okay, tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up and my life's going to start all over again, it's a beautiful thing. It is amazingly effective. Try it. Yeah. Allie Wilson says, hey, Allie Wilson, welcome back. Says, I wish I could say no contact. Trying to explain to my ex-narc that I'm brokenhearted is like teaching the blind to see. Don't try to explain it. They will not understand, my friend. They will not understand. Don't beat yourself up about it. All right? You have to just focus on healing yourself. You cannot try to explain emotions to a narcissist. It's like talking to a brick wall. It's like the only emotions they understand are their own or care about it. Maybe they could understand yours on an intellectual level, but they do not have the ability or the capability to like give a shit. And I know that sounds really harsh to say it that way, but it's the truth. Good morning, Teresa Tromke. Welcome, welcome. She says, good morning, Angie. I hope you're doing awesome. It's Friday. Yippee! Yes, I am, and thank you for friending me on Facebook. Yes. All right. I noticed your first name is spelled different on Facebook, unless I'm just thinking of somebody who has a very similar name to you. So let me know if I'm crazy or not. Hair changes color says, aw, Malta. She tells Malta, my coffee level is empty, frowny face. That's no good. Mine is too. I really need to get some more. I'll do it after the stream. All right. Allie Wilson says, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with. Honey, I completely understand. There were like 2 or 3 times in my entire life that I literally couldn't eat, and that was one of them when I went through my divorce from my narcissist. It's painful, it's horrible, and it makes you physically ill. But once you get past it, you'll be stronger and healthier than you've ever been. Try to have some hope, Allie, and I know you need to give yourself a specific time period to mourn, to go through the hard part, the crying and the throwing things and the anger and all that. And you might still have some anger as you move forward, but pick that date. Pick a date. Decide, okay, let's say today's the 14th of July. Let's say, you know, August 1st is your day to stop being sad. It's your day to stop crying. All right. And so if you pick, say, August 1st, I want you to work toward letting go of all of your emotions in the meantime. So let them out, experience them, feel them. We spend so much time when we're with narcissists stuffing our emotions down in order to just get through the day that sometimes we forget how to experience them. And so that's why I recommend to people after you get out of that relationship to begin to feel again. You sometimes need to go through the days and days of crying. And I know that sounds really counterintuitive, but look, put on your favorite movies, put on, you know, sad movies or happy movies or whatever you need to. Listen to all the sad songs if you need to, whatever you need to do during that time, and then move forward. I like to keep it as short as possible personally. I say do it for a week or a weekend, but some people need more time than that. And it just really depends on the person. It took me 3 weeks. I'm not going to lie to you. It took me 3 weeks. And during that time, I couldn't eat anything. And it's the weirdest thing, like literally 3 times ever in my life, I couldn't eat. And one of those times was when my mother pulled her craziness where she tried to screw my family up. And the other one was when I was a teenager and I got in a lot of trouble one time. Everything else. And then when I left my ex-husband. So, I mean, those are significant life changes and significant things that happen. And literally the only times in my life when I was so scared or upset that I could not eat. Now, I know a lot of people are like, "What? That's pretty." No, it's not normal for me. For me, I usually go the other way if I'm stressed out. And so I know it hurts. I know it's hard. I know it's terrible. But I promise you, if you let the emotions come and then you move forward with a specific date that you choose, it will get better every single day, just a little bit. I promise. All right. Sue Bruce says, Shabbat Shalom, y'all. Hey, girl. Hey. I thought that was, oh, yeah. All right. Malta says, hair changes color. I like that. All right. Susan. Hey, Susan. Welcome back, honey. She says, good morning from New Jersey. New Jersey in the house. Susan in the house. Okay. Jihan says, I'm sorry, I'm such a dork, you guys. I can't help myself. Jihan says, I was reading your article about dissociation. I want to thank my subconscious for trying to keep my sanity. Okay, that's cool. I like that. I like that. Oh, look, it's my girl, Amy, in the house. Good morning. She's another one of our beautiful, amazing admins. She's our head admin, actually. Loves her. She's awesome. Thank you for being here, Ms. Amy. Okay, wait, I'm scrolling back up. I lost my place. There it is. Oh, wait. Nope. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. You guys, I just don't want to miss anybody in the chat. All right. Here we go. Oh, there's Jamie. Okay. Oh, I found it. Okay. Susan. Amy. Okay. Malta says, good morning to Amy. Yay, we have another mod. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Wally says, good to hear from you again. I found out I have been scared my whole life and I got stuck. Oh, yes, my friend. A lot of us can relate to that because a lot of us have been dealing with narcissists since birth. It's horrible, but it's true. Yes. Oh, yes. Sue Bruce says, dissociation is a trip. Never leave the farm. Her humor is fabulous. Melissa Duncan says, Angie, any tips on how to respond to the narc in court when the narc mirrors you like I say I don't get my phone calls and they will say I don't answer. I do have phone records. Well, you have phone records, so you don't need to worry about their lies. When they say that, you say, Judge, I have phone records, or you have your attorney say that to prove it, because your phone records will show that they didn't call, of course. You have to gray rock. And Jillian, I don't think David's here today, but I know I saw Jillian earlier. Jillian may have some additional advice for you. My suggestion is to gray rock. Don't look them in the eyes. You don't have to anymore. You know, don't speak directly to the narcissist. Only speak to the judge or your attorney or whoever you're supposed to speak to. That would be my advice. And I would also suggest, you know, if you have your proof, that's all that matters. If they're saying something outrageous, stay calm and just in advance explain to your attorney, if the attorney will be there, or explain to the judge, if not, that, you know, exactly what the truth is. Know your facts ahead of time. Be prepared for those things. I would even say if you are for some reason representing yourself, which I assume that you're not, but if you are, write down your answers in advance so that if you need to, you can literally just read them because you know exactly what they're going to say for the most part, I would guess. Just my thoughts. Stop the Chaos says, regarding perception, oops, I lost my spot again. Gosh darn it. Okay, regarding perception, I just can't hate him yet, but what can I do to shift my mind so he feels neutral to me rather than thinking of the losses? Okay, so one of the things that I have found very, very effective, Stop the Chaos, is to make a list of all the reasons that you, excuse me, make a list of all the reasons that you left, or all the things that he, or, you know, that he did to you that you don't want to experience again, all the things that you're not going to miss when it's all over with. Okay. I did a video on this with the SPAN group at one point, and I asked them, what will you no longer have to deal with when you go no contact, or what did you not have to deal with when you went no contact? And they gave me a list of 103 things. There's a video here on it on my channel if you search for 103. And there's another video, 121 things narcissists say when gaslighting you. So that might be able to inspire you a little bit to write your own list. I find that to be very effective for changing your mind. And then anytime you're having, because the longer you stay away from someone, you know, that whole absence makes the heart grow fonder thing is legit. So the longer you stay away from somebody, the easier it's going to be for you to forget the stuff that sucks and remember the good parts. So in order to stay in tune with what you want, keep a list and put it away. Once you make the list, put it away so you don't have to look at it every day. But anytime you feel weak, pull out the list and remind yourself why you left. I find that to be very effective. Yep. Amy says, hey, Sue Bruce, love you, girl. Amy says, good morning, Malta. And Sue Gable says, work it, Susan, proud, with you in spirit. You're not alone. Absolutely. Sue Bruce says, light, love, peace, and kindness back. Yes, indeed, my love. Jihan says, tried to read the emotions in the narc's pics accurately after understanding. Dominant emotion, arrogance, sadness. But there's a warm pic, seems genuine, that keeps unable to dissolve dissonance. Jihan, I want you to stop looking at the narcissist pictures. Okay. Anybody can look warm in a picture. Anybody can look like a real person in a picture. Of course they can. I don't want you to, you know, certainly a lot of us empaths can read emotions in photos up to a point, and there are some very tiny tells sometimes that you miss, like a tightness around the mouth or a wrinkle around the eye or whatever. But and I would suggest looking at my videos on how to read faces if you're interested in knowing more about that. But in this case, I think you're doing yourself more harm than good, sweetie, because you need to let go of trying to figure them out. I mean, you know, understanding them is important so that you can move forward, understanding the situation, but specifically digging into their emotions by looking at their photos, I think that's counterproductive. I think that's just making you're still connecting yourself to them. Don't try to connect to them. They you know, their plug-in spots are broken, so to speak, you know? Hair Changes Color says, is that why she was able to write that scary the scary book Frankenstein? Haha, just kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about. I like it. She's talking about the Mary Shelley quote that I shared earlier. Yeah, I think that's hilarious. Okay, Susan says, Angie, you can do both. Go to curves and the clubhouse workout. Well, now that's a good point. I like it, Susan. Thank you. Good morning, Jay Meeby. She says, good morning, beautiful people. And let's see. Melissa Duncan says, Angie, eating more clean helps a bunch. Organic, gluten-free smoothies and salads. Yeah, you know what? I noticed last night I had, this is horrible. I had a bowl of cereal for dinner. Well, for part of it, you know, sort of a, well, anyway, appetizer, I guess. It was a small bowl. Anyway, I had a bowl of cereal and I used milk. And the milk, I really think milk makes me, I think I might have a slight sensitivity to milk. So I'm thinking of cutting out dairy entirely from my diet for a while. I think it's part of the reason I get kind of phlegmy sometimes. I don't even like milk. I never drink it, but I use it in cereal. So anyway, Melissa, I would be very thrilled to have any tips that you would have to offer about that. Is what would the symptoms be if I were having a sensitivity to milk? And also, I suspect gluten could be an issue for me, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So any tips you have on that would be appreciated. Yes, thank you. Malta says, Angie, thank you. So happy to be here. As always, I'm happy to see you, my friend. Thank you. And he also says, good morning, Jamie. And Nonua says, my narc officially moved out yesterday. I already had my good cry the night before and I feel weird. It's not happiness or sadness. It's like limbo. It is like limbo because do you think your narc is going to come back, or do you think that it's over, or, you know, you don't really know. They may hoover, they may try to make it all better, or they may just stay gone for a while. It really depends. I'm glad that I know the weirdness, but you know what, Nanua, what I would suggest that you do is go out and do something different today. Maybe go buy something new for your home that doesn't remind you of the narcissist and keep it in a prominent area. I've talked before about how I bought a little little candle holder when I bought my first house after I left my ex-husband, and it was $7.99 or something. The price is still on the bottom of it. I bought it at Pier 1 and I love it. And I put it in a place in my home and I thought, you know what, that's kind of like my freedom object. And I still, today, I have it on my entryway table. I love it so much. So it's like just a little mosaic thing. But sometimes just buying a tiny little trinket that reminds you that, you know, you're free now and that you're independent and strong or whatever is helpful. Just make sure it's something you find really beautiful. It doesn't have to be expensive. Or, you know, go hit the yard sales and find something cool there, whatever. Anything that is just yours is helpful. And I would rearrange the house if you're bored, if you want to, or anything, you know, paint the bathroom. Go out with your girlfriends, do something different. That could be very helpful. Melissa Duncan says, Angie, have you made a group chat yet so we can all talk? Well, we have SPAN, which is a very healthy, strong group. And there's lots of people talking in SPAN. So I would suggest that you check that out, Melissa, if you haven't already. Otherwise, if you guys are interested in like an ongoing group chat, we can definitely do that. Yes, yes, yes. Breon says, oh, thank you, my dear. That just made my day. Oh, Breon, I'm so happy. It's so true. I saw you. I thought, I just love his face. Just love it. Okay. Nadia. Hey, Nadia. Good morning and welcome back, honey. How you feeling today? Says good morning, Angie and everyone. And Malta says, good morning, Nadia. Sue Gable says, okay, I'm in the club. Just let me know let me know book. The more I work, the more I control. Okay. The more control I gain over my actions. Okay. Well, we're either going to do, and I'll put links out for that book club. I'll probably officially announce it on YouTube as well, so that anyone who wants to join can, and I will keep you guys posted on that. I'm thinking maybe we'll announce it next week. Yeah. So, because I want to read the books along with you. I don't want to read them ahead. I want to read with you so that, you know, we can read them and then come and talk about each chapter and stuff like that. Yeah. Ms. Lovely says, good morning. Thank you all so much for your help. Thank you so much for your help. You're seriously, my father and partner are narcissists. Yeah. Ms. Lovely, I feel you. Welcome to the group. I am happy to have you as part of our tribe, and please join us as often as you like. I'm happy to see you here today. Thank you. Malta says to Nadia, that is amazing. I am so happy for you. I love it. Oh, Nadia says, today marks 3 weeks without my narc hubby. Okay, yeah, that is pretty freaking amazing. How are you feeling? I know you've been kind of up and down with the emotions. Are you feeling strong today, Nadia? Rose Hargrove. Hey, Rose. Welcome back, honey. She says, Angie, I'm feeling good again today. Thanks to hearing you daily. Also, yesterday, I found a smartphone app, actually more like one that notifies police or a friend, also makes some noise to keep people safe. Oh, that's cool. Tell us what the name of it is. Oh, and by the way, you guys, there is a smartphone app based around my content right now. I've been waiting for them to update the logo and stuff, but it's available right now on iTunes or the iPhone store, whatever that is. I'm an Android girl, and the Google Play Store. So you can pick it up there. It's free, I think. But it was put together by Audio Joy, a company that approached me to see if they could create audio out of my work, and they've done that, and it's also got a few little features. I've asked them to put a no contact calendar on it, but I don't think they've done it yet, or a counter, but I don't think they've done it yet. However, I do believe that that will be an upcoming feature in the future. So if you want to find that, you can just type my name, Angie Atkinson, into search in those stores, and you can access it from there. And I've seen that they've been updating it with new content too, with my newer stuff. So, excuse me. So that's positive as well. Excuse me. Rose Hargrove says, oh yeah, I already got that. I'm glad to hear all that, Rose. Nadia says, I went to court on Tuesday. He lied again. He said he had no one to go with him, and he showed up with a lawyer. He said, she says, I went alone. I have to go back in 2 weeks and get a lawyer now. Typical. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Nadia, that's okay. That's okay. Because you know what? He probably made himself look like a jerk to the judge, but, do it, get a lawyer. I would try to find a strong lawyer who understands what you're dealing with. Maybe Jillian could offer us some tips on what to ask. the attorney to make sure they're on your side. One of my clients in California had a really great lawyer who specifically understood her situation and who really helped her. It was not a divorce lawyer, but helped her basically. She had been harassed at work and she was way up there in the company. She was a VP at a big company that you've heard of. And her boss was the mother of her boyfriend, who was also a VP. It was horrible. And they both abused her at work and they both got fired. So that was something. Yeah. Let's see. Amy says, awesome job to Nadia. Ms. Lovely says, I've gone gray rock with my dad. Good job, honey, because that's really the only way you're ever going to get through that if you do stay in contact, which I know a lot of people don't like to go no contact with parents, and I get that. Sue Gable says, thank you. Melissa Duncan says, are empaths created by childhood trauma or are we born that way? Okay. You know what? I think we're born that way. But I think that for whatever reason, I was just reading about light workers the other day, and I find this concept fascinating because like everything they say about light workers, I see in myself up to a point, and I'm not being arrogant when I say that, but even before I started doing this, I was always the friend that everybody would tell all their stuff to, and strangers would tell all their stuff to, and look for advice from. And I don't know. I think that we are born that way, but I do think that maybe we hone our skills in childhood. I know that I did because I needed to know if I was going to get hit. And that's where it all started. I needed to watch faces and understand emotions to know what was going to happen next. And so I think my skills were sharpened in that way. But at the same time, I don't think we're born that way, because then you have people who come into situations who are not empathic and who don't react the same way, who don't know if someone's going to hit them and can't tell if someone likes them or not by the way their face looks. And to me, that was something I always knew. It wasn't something I learned. I had to learn how to turn it off a little bit, but I never learned it. I think anyone can develop a certain amount of empathy, but I think someone who's born and able to sort of read people and feel people, I think that's who we are. I think that's intrinsic. I could be wrong, and I'd love to hear your opinion on it as well. Oh, now the message is retracted. That's weird. Okay. Let's see here. Jamie says, happy Friday, Malta. Nadia says, hey girl, hey to Jamie. Happy Friday. Jihan says, move it. Yes. Sue says, A-Lever is awesome. Yes, indeed. Learn, Grow, Sing says, having a rough morning. What's wrong, honey? Tell us all about it. Sue says, damn autocorrect. Hair changes color says, I had one that was privileged too. I was never good enough for their son. Been there. Yeah. Learn, Grow, Sing says, this anxiety is awful. Oh, sweetie, I feel you. I feel you. Makes your stomach hurt, doesn't it? Makes you not be able to focus on anything. Here, if you're trying to get through the moments, try the four corners thing, where you follow the four corners of your screen, for 2 minutes, or any square object. Another thing that you can do to get through the moments are, somebody suggested one day in this chat, they suggested pick a color and find some things around you that are that color. Anything to distract your mind for a few minutes can help. I also like to suggest that you stand up from where you are and move into a different part of your house or office, go outside for a few minutes, change your environment. That can help. Deep breathing can help. Yeah, and on the less spiritual end of the scale, watching an old sitcom that you don't really care about can help. That also helps me go to sleep. But something that you've already seen, you don't need to watch it if you don't want to physically watch it, or you can. Anything, stay away from the sad music, stay away from anything that is upsetting to you. But it's so difficult to get through that anxiety part, but it's worth it. Deep breaths. Jamie B says, good job on the 3-week snark-free, Nadia. You are doing the damn thing. Super proud of you. Yes, agreed. Nadia agreed. Nadia says, I can't believe I actually considered dropping it after all the lies he told me, and then he showed up with a lawyer. I knew I had to keep the OOP. Good. Order of protection. Good, because Nadia, you're doing the right thing. You're keeping yourself and your daughter safe, and that's just all that matters right now. Keep yourself safe, keep yourself at peace, keep yourself happy. It's all that matters right now. Yeah. I know happy is a stretch, honey. I know it is, but you're going to get there. I promise you. Stay focused. Let's see here. Sue Gable says substance abuse, like maybe part of a checklist. Yeah. Yeah. Substance abuse. Okay. Here's an interesting thing, you guys. Yesterday, I had a call with a new client who says that she's the narcissist. And I don't totally agree that she's the narcissist, but something that she said to me was that she was struggling with alcohol addiction. And what I have seen, and you guys can correct me if you think I'm wrong, what I've seen is that people who are actively dealing with alcohol addiction, who are not making the effort to recover right then, tend to behave just like a narcissist. Now, a lot of them, when the addiction slows, when they start to work on recovery, they come right out of it and they're like, I can't believe I've done this. And this is kind of where this lady is. Now, here's the thing. Alcohol addiction is very hard. Any drug addiction is very hard. Substance abuse addiction is, it's all very hard for the people going through it. But I do believe, I see very clearly that their addiction causes them to behave exactly like a narcissist. So if you are dealing with somebody who is a narcissist and substance abusing, it's like a double whammy, you know. Yeah. Shastina's back. Hey, Shastina, welcome back. She says, good morning, Spanily. Good morning, girl. I'm so happy to see you. Bonnie's in the house. She says, yes, a book club. Excellent idea. Okay, Bonnie. We will get you in there. I'll go live in Span later today and I'll share the link and all that stuff. Absolutely. Breon says, I am definitely much stronger as a result of narcissist abuse. I've been determined to come out on top. Damn right. And you totally will with your adorable face. I'm sorry, I'm going to stop, but I really do think you're cute. Okay. Learn, Grow, Sing says, I'm feeling down. I understand, honey. I do. I feel you. Let's help lift, learn, grow, sing up, everybody. And, since your name is Learn, Grow, Sing, I want to suggest to you that you find yourself a happy playlist and play it, baby. Okay. I have on my Google Music, I have a public playlist called Good Morning, Beautiful. And it is my Good Morning, I Kick Ass playlist. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. There's some dirty rap on there and some stuff like that, but but there are also some very empowering songs. So as long as you promise you won't judge me, I suggest you go check that out and see if it's something that would help you. Anytime I feel down or sad, I listen to that and I cheer right up and I feel really powerful. So it's like 18 or 19 songs. I add to it pretty regularly. Yes. All right. Nadia says to Jamie B, thank you. It was very emotional seeing him at court, but it's like I didn't want to see him. He looked like a stranger and ugly to me now because now I see him for what he is truly. Nadia, that is big. It is big. It is intense. It is profound. And I'm so happy to hear that you have taken off your narc goggles, girl. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. So, so proud of you. Subaru says, I love books. Me too, girl. I have so many. I read so many. Oh, look, there's David. Hey, David. Good morning. Our police detective friend in the house, y'all. If you have police questions, ask Mr. David H. here. And Malta says, good morning to David. Amy says, good morning, Shastina. Jennifer says, Breon, I love that perspective. Me too. Wally said, it is me. What is you, honey? Well, okay. Learn, Grow, Sing says he's moving away and trying to pressure me to leave with him or never see him again, instilling fear in me and getting bad anxiety. Any help, anyone? He's moving away and trying to pressure me to leave with him or never see him again. That's a tough one. Learn, Grow, Sing, this is what I suggest. I suggest that you don't go with him. If you know for sure that he's a narcissist, let him move. Maybe that would be exactly what you need to move forward. I have another client who told me that she couldn't get her narcissist to go away, and finally he had to move for a job, and she said, I can't move. I have a business here. And so that's how she finally managed to get away from her narcissist. He had to move for work. So maybe that's what you need. Maybe this is the universe telling you this is the time. I know that feeling of anxiety, and is it the right thing? Is it the wrong thing? I want you to take some deep breaths. And I want you to ask yourself, Learn, Grow, Sing, what do I really want? What do I really want? Do I really want to continue with this person, or do I want to be free of this person and moving forward in a healthy and new way? I feel like maybe you want to be free. Am I wrong? It's perception. I want you to stay focused on what you want and not what you don't want. And I want you to take some deep breaths and do your very best to let go of that anxiety. I know it's hard. I know it's painful. I know it. I have been there and I have done it and it is awful. But when you can, is worrying about it going to change anything? Is feeling the anxiety going to make it change in a positive way? No. Do you want to be with this person? If you don't want to be with this person because they hurt you and they abuse you, this is your opportunity to get out. I want you to stay calm, make your choice, and just be okay with whatever choice you make. We're going to support you whether you choose to go or not. All right? Keep that in your head. Bonnie says, I love that. Normally I wake up to a nightmare. I feel you, girl. I feel you. Amy says, great job, Brian. Hair Changes Color says to Nadia, I don't know what happened, but it sounds like you're out. If so, I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, yes, Hair Changes Color. Nadia made her choice and she won. Well, she's winning. She's going to win. She got the narcissist out and she is now dealing with keeping her order of protection active. And I'm very proud of her. She has been the bravest lady. I tell you what, her and our friend Jamie, they both of them have been so brave since they've been working with us in this group. They have both left, and I know other people have as well, but it's not easy. It's not easy, but I'm so proud of you guys for doing it. I think, you know, you're an inspiration to your fellow survivors who are trying to become thrivers, and we're all in this together, and I think it's a very beautiful thing. Yes. Sue says, in a book club, do we get homework? Well, I guess the homework mostly, Sue, would be to read and then discuss, but I would certainly be very happy to give you homework if you would think that would be positive, because I'm kind of a nerd. I like homework too. Bonnie says, sleeping is better than waking. Oh, Bonnie, that's horrible. I feel you on that, but I want you to start to focus on finding peace, my friend. It's painful. I know it is. And I know the anxiety is awful, but I just want you to keep focusing on the positive. Jamie B says, oh my gosh, Nadia, that is crazy. Hair Changes Color says, Sue Bruce, no more homework. Yeah, I wouldn't want to give you too much homework, really, but maybe just to read your chapter or whatever. Miss Lovely says, can I use the same method on my partner? I don't think Gray Rock would work with a dating relationship. Are you kidding me? Of course it works. Of course it does. I didn't mean to say, are you kidding me? But honey, of course it works. Here's how it works. Watch this. So as long as everything's going fine, you can be your usual cheerful, bubbly, happy self or whoever you happen to be, right? But the first time the narcissist goes, you know, I don't like your big stupid nose or whatever they say to upset you. I use that joke often because most people don't complain about people's noses. But whatever they're picking on you about, if they start to pick on you or tear you down, this is how you react. Watch this. That's very interesting. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Thanks. Just like that. No emotion, no eye squints, no tears, no crying, no sadness, no happiness, just like this. Watch. That's very interesting. See? Easy. And yes, it absolutely works 100%. It works in marriages. It works with parents. It works with children who are narcissists. It works. It works on bullies in school even, okay? Because the fact of the matter is, if you don't give them a fear reaction or a sad reaction or an angst reaction or whatever they're looking for, they don't know what to do. And they're either going to move forward or they're going, you know, and try some other crap on you, or they're going to walk away because they're bored. It works. Yes, ma'am, it works. Yes. Nadia says, Hair Changes Color, I got an order of protection against him. He went back to court Tuesday, extended for 2 weeks, have to get a lawyer. Yeah. And it is crazy that he did that to you, but I'm happy. And the fact that he got a lawyer is proof, in my opinion, that he feels guilty about something. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's okay. I wish, Nadia, I can't remember where you live, but if you do happen to live in California, let me know and I'll reach out to my other client and find out the name of her attorney who might be able to help. Rick Mash in the house. Rick says, good morning, my family. Angie, are any of the books on audio? I like to put my headphones on while I'm working. Some of them are, and I think Psychopath Free might be. I've actually thought of putting my books on audio as well. I just haven't done it yet. But I love to put my headphones on while I'm working too, especially if I'm working out. You know, yeah. All right. Susan says, I don't know what to expect if my husband is served with divorce papers. There's been no contact since July of last year. I found out he was still married to his wife in the Philippines. There's no divorce in the Philippines. Wouldn't that qualify you for some sort of an annulment? If the aren't you free at this point? I mean, I don't know what the law is on this. Jillian, are you still here? If you are, let us know. If Jillian may have some insight on that, I feel like that would be illegal. Like the marriage would not be valid in that situation. I could be wrong, but I don't know. All right. Susan says divorce in the field. I already read that. Okay. Amy says to learn, grow, sing. If he wants to pressure you into something you don't want to do, let him go. Yep, agreed. Sue Gable says, sorry, Narc always tries to interrupt radar when I'm doing me. All right, I got you. Malta, retracted. Learn, grow, sing says it's hard to let him go. I feel you, honey. I do. I know it's hard. I know. But I think that you won't regret it. It was very hard for me to leave my ex. I cried and cried and cried, and it was a whole big thing. And I thought I was going to die, but I didn't die. And I kept thinking, oh my God, I failed at marriage. And I had this intention of never getting divorced in my lifetime. And I felt like a huge failure, and I felt like I could still fix him. But I'm going to tell you right now, you can't fix him. And I'm going to tell you something else right now. I got through that hard part. And if I didn't, dear God, where would I be today? You know what I'm saying? Come on. I mean, I've been through, life has gotten just 100% better. Let me just say that. It's 100% better. And it will for you too. I promise you it will. Yeah. She says 4 years of him, hard to adjust without him. I totally feel you. I feel you. But it will be a beautiful thing very soon. Let him go if you can. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Let me say this. Make your choice and know that we'll support you no matter what you choose. I let him go. I walked away myself with a 16-month-old child. And I don't regret it. It was the best choice I could have made. Yeah. Susan says, when my husband and I were dating, he showed me divorce papers, so he straight up lied to you. How is there no divorce in the Philippines? That's crazy. They don't believe, I mean, wow. Bonnie says, 31 years and 3 grown kids later, the narc husband severely triangulates my children. I feel they're brainwashed against me. Any hope what to do? This is a very difficult thing. The best thing, and I assume because your children are grown, okay, the very best thing you can do is to let your children know that you're there, that you love them, and that what their father says about you isn't true. And that's it. Be the unconditional parent. If they choose to get involved again with you, excellent. If they choose not to, you have to respect that. And it's not okay, but you have to respect it. You have to. It's terrible that your own husband is doing this to your children and to you. But I'm sure that he triangulates for his own benefit. And the very best thing you can do is to stay out of it. You know, if he's playing his games and they say something to you, you say, well, you know how your father is. And you also know who I am. I'm your mother, and I love you, and I'm here for you if you need me, period. Don't talk bad about him. Just say, you know how your father is. They're adults. They know. They know. You know, if unfortunately, if they have turned into narcissists themselves, this is not going to go well for you. But if they have not, and they just are brainwashed against you, I really think the best thing you can do is unconditionally love them. Send them a birthday card every year. Send them a Christmas card or a Hanukkah card or whatever, and keep on going. That's all you can do. And I know that sounds harsh and too simple. But the fact is, you got choices. You can sit around and be sad and angry, or you can move forward. And I suggest that you move forward in love and light and stay focused on love and vibrating only love for them and for other positive people in your life. And for people that you don't want in your life and people that you don't, situations that you don't want in your life, you turn away from them. You don't acknowledge them. You don't deal with them. You turn away from them. That's what I have found to be most effective. Sue says it's harder to hang on to a sinking ship, ain't it though? Yeah. Yeah. Learn, Grow, Sing says, I'm trying to stay strong, but it is so hard. It really is hard, and it's temporary, if that helps. Get through the hard part. It'll get better. I promise you. Nadia says to Learn, Grow, Sing, I was with mine for 13 years. Been 3 weeks with some emotional ups and downs. I'm doing better than expected. Daughter and I have peace. It's a beautiful thing, my friend. There's some hope for you. Okay. Colleen Anthony says, oh, sweetie, I've been there. She says, I'm having a hard time even getting out of bed in the mornings. 1 month narc free. When will I feel like a human again? Really struggling this past week. All right, Colleen, let's set a date, honey. Let's set a date. Pick a day. Give yourself a week, let's say. How about 1 week from today, you're going to come back here and you're going to tell me that you woke up in the morning and you were ready to start healing. That's your plan, okay? I'm just going to throw it out there for you. Take it or leave it. Give it a week. Give yourself a week to be sad, lay in bed, throw things, break things, cry, whatever, and let's move forward together. I promise it'll help. Just knowing that day is there might give you a little bit of hope. But be okay with being sad. Feel your feelings. Don't stuff them down anymore. Let them out. Cry if you need to. You know, paint some crazy paintings, write some dark poetry, whatever. Those things all work for me. That's why I threw them out there. But pick a day. I like a week. I think a week is a good amount of time for you to move through it. If you can take the time off work, do that. If you can't, that's okay. Just do your morning in the evenings and on the weekend. Just a thought. But it might be a good day to start if you don't work on the weekends, because it is Friday. Amy says to Susan, in the States, your marriage is annulled. That's bigamy. Okay, she knows what she's talking about. She's one of my expert HR types and knows all the little things about the rules too. So thank you, Amy. And Susan, I think that means you're free, my love. Butween, interesting name, says being stoic is the best around narc predators. Absolutely. Absolutely. Gray rock. Melissa says, it's been 2 years. I'm over the narc and dating someone else who I'm in love with, but I can't forget all the habits and ways my narc used to tell me. It's almost like it's engraved into my mind now. That is very common. It is, Melissa. And I'm very happy to hear that you're dating someone you're in love with and who's decent to you. One of the things you can do in this situation is to intentionally manage your vibration and your thoughts. So anytime you think to yourself, you know, well, the narc would have said this, or anytime you hear that voice in the back of your head going, you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you're not happy enough, or whatever, push it out of your nose. Okay. So imagine yourself climbing a little ladder up the back of your neck, a little mini version of yourself crawling, walking right into your brain. And you'll see back there in that dark corner, there's the narc sitting in, like, say, a rocking chair or wheelchair, maybe. Let's do it a wheelchair. That'll be fun. And you just push them right out. Imagine that you're pushing them forward through your brain, out your nostrils, and then blow them out of there and move forward. It sounds silly, but sometimes a silly visualization distracts you enough from the thought. The other thing you can do is go, like I always say, I tell myself, okay, I now cancel that thought and I replace it with this affirmation of my true divine desire. And then I'll say, I'm strong and I am this and I'm that. Whatever they're trying to tell me I'm not, I'll be that thing if I want to be that thing. I am good enough. You are good enough. You feel me? Something to consider. It is engraved in your mind, but it can be undone. It can. Learn, Grow, Sing says, I just have constant thoughts going on. It's distracting my life. Well, this is when you need to clear your head. I really like putting on my headphones and going out and walking, or just walking back and forth if I want to. Dancing around the house, anything, putting on some music and getting your body moving is very, very useful for that. And you don't have to act crazy about it. You don't have to like become a marathon runner. Just move a little bit and turn on some happy music, and it can help you just to clear your head. Another option. Bonnie says, teaching the blind, so true. A blind person is more capable than an narc. Ain't that the truth? Learn, Grow, Sing says, Colleen, I'm struggling too. Wally says, my name here is different than on Facebook. Okay, Wally, I can dig it. Nadia says, when I talked to the narc 2 days before the court date, thinking I could negotiate, his lies were exhausting. 1 second he misses us, the next second he says he's used to being alone. Of course, because he's saying whatever he thinks he can say to affect you. See? So if he says, I miss you, then you don't react. He's like, oh, well, I'm getting used to being alone, because then he thinks maybe you'll be like, oh, no, I don't want you to be alone. It's just a hoovering attempt. Don't fall for it, girl. That's gameplay, and you know it. I think you already know it. All right, Malta says to Susan, I think that is so amazing. I'm so happy for you that you're narc free. Me too. Between says, you should go through some collective healing exercises on here. Okay, I can dig that. Yeah, absolutely. Susan says, if my husband's wife were to come here, they would be considered divorced. if he brought divorce papers to the Philippines, it wouldn't be recognized. Oh, okay. Jillian says, thank you to our moderators. I love you guys. Thank you for keeping things running smoothly. Driving to work now. Everybody have a great weekend. Thank you so much, Jillian. Big hugs and love, honey. All right, guys, I have to wrap up here. Oh, wait, but first I'm going to wrap it up on this because I do believe this is an excellent way to end. Thank you in advance, my friend Nadia, who says, there is a saying that I found, when you can tell your story and it doesn't make you cry, that's when you know you've healed. It's beautiful. I loves it. All right. That's all I've got for you guys right now. Thank you so much, as always, for being a part of my life and a part of my day. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of yours. It really means a lot to me. Now, don't forget, I won't be here on Saturday and Sunday for live streams, but I will have videos for you. So come check those out. I will be back Monday through Friday with my morning streams, and I promise next week I will be here on Tuesday for my live stream in the afternoon. I missed it this week. Talk to me Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central because I had a client in crisis, and I totally failed on that. So I apologize, but I will be here. Now, as always, continue to chat as long as you like until the chat closes up. It's not my choice, it's whatever YouTube does. And I will see you guys in Span later today, and I will see you around, and I'll be there on Monday with all of y'all. All right, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Hugs and love, strength, light, all the good things. See you soon.